know as Canadian players the only outcome that is acceptable is a gold medal. So we don't come into the tournament hoping to get to the finals or hoping to get to the medal round. It's gold or bust. Obviously we're extremely fortunate to have the caliber of players we do.
What does this mean to win as a Canadian, with especially the 51st state and some of the other, the checks? Does that mean anything additional?
No, I mean, one thing I don't ever think that politics should be in sports. I don't think that's what sports is about. The Tkachuk brothers, I mean, they play their game, they do what they do. Sometimes when you shoot your mouth off in the media, I mean, it bites you. You can do that during the season, but when you're playing best on best, it's different, and they got a little bit ahead of themselves. But they're great players, and there's not many guys in the league that play the way they do, and they're extremely effective. But when you start giving teams ammo, it can work against you as well.
This sucks. I thought this team deserved more, and we had chances there to finish it off. And this has been my favorite hockey memories, just playing for this team, playing with this group, and this is going to give us a nice motivation for years' time.
Can you describe the feeling when you scored that goal and just looked up to the crowd and gave that big roar out?
I mean, this has been these atmospheres in Montreal, being the enemy there, but being here and not getting the cheers that usually get when we play here, and I mean, it was just an unbelievable experience. This whole week has just been such a memorable one, and something that I've learned so much personally, and just to be a part of this group and this team and be a part of USA Hockey has been better than I expected.
How would you describe that overtime? Like, that overtime was crazy. You had some chances. How would you describe that?
I mean, it could have gone either way. Just sucks it didn't go ours.
What impact do you think this had on USA Hockey, and how do you think this kind of inspired maybe a generation of hockey players moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us is just with our group is I think we left absolutely everything out there, and there's just the sacrifice that we had for each other. I know it was a 10-day tournament, but it felt like we've been playing together for this whole year. This is such a close group, and honestly, this group is something special, and I know we're going to have a lot of success down the road.
Where does the importance of this game, in playing this game, rank? Like, was this the highest level you've ever played?
Yeah, this is probably going to be top of the list for a very long time. I was talking to Matthew about his Game 7 experience. He said this is something different, and yeah, I mean, this is going to be top of the list for a very long time.
Matthew didn't play very many minutes in the game. Is he okay?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably not, but he usually battles through anything. But I think it's got to be really serious for him not to be able to go, because he's such a warrior. Of course, he played through that broken sternum, and yeah, I don't think it's too good.
I know you guys would never make excuses, but I know you were a little banged up. Auston was banged up. Was that a distraction over on this team?
No. I think we have the utmost confidence as a group, and it just could. Honestly, it was 50-50 in overtime, and this sucks. It didn't go our way. Maybe it's going to create a nice little storybook for next year.
How good also did it feel to watch your teammate from the Ottawa Senators, Jake Sanderson, score when there was so much question about him coming in?
I mean, I think he really showed the world how good of a player he is, and of course, I know being up close in Ottawa, but he truly is one of the best defensemen in the NHL. I mean, honestly, I was convinced we were going to win. Yeah, and just everything happens for a reason. There's a reason why we didn't win tonight. Maybe in a year's time, it goes the other way.
Talk about a year's time. Just how much is it's a primer for you guys for the Olympics or motivation?
I mean, that's going to be of course, focusing on our own individual teams, but it's hard not to, focus on the Olympics and having that opportunity again, and for a lot of us, be the first Olympics, yeah, that's something that's going to be on my mind for a year's time.
What are kind of the immediate emotions of this, for you? Do you disappointment? Do you feel like you left everything out there?
I mean, I feel like we just, I don't know, of course deserved a different result. I think everybody in this room gave 100%, and obviously that's really disappointing when you don't get rewarded for sacrificing your body, for the guy next to you. And like I said, I think everything happens for a reason, and I think this year, this moment could really motivate us going into next year. But I think the first emotion when you come up is disappointment, sadness, and I thought we deserved a different result.
Yeah, I'm super proud of this group. I thought, we battled our hearts out the whole tournament tonight. We had the opportunities to attend it. Didn't happen, but I couldn't be prouder of this group. I thought the whole tournament, everybody gave 100%.
Did you go to this experience and share it with the guys in this room?
It meant a lot. It's an honor to wear this jersey and represent our country. Obviously, a lot of familiar faces, guys that have played with each other in the past. So it's definitely a special honor, and something that we definitely don't take for granted.
You have 2 close games, and with this one you lose in overtime. What is sort of the takeaway with this team knowing you're close, maybe as close as USA's ever been to where it wants to be, but there's still a little bit of distance that you have to overcome?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd say it's pretty even playing field in my opinion. Tonight could have gone either way. So, yeah.
What would you say just about the style of play and how tight it was out there between you guys?
Yeah, it was playoff hockey. I thought this whole tournament, every game, you got some of the best players in the world coming together and playing for their respective countries. It's, it's good hockey. Hard to create sometimes, but it's tight, it's fast, it's physical. Probably some of the best hockey that's been played in a long time.
You've played some important games. How would you sort of compare just the feeling of this one, the meaning of it, maybe compared to some playoff situations you've been in and such?
Yeah, I think this was probably the biggest game a lot of us have played in. You don't get too many opportunities to wear these colors, to wear this jersey, in a winner-take-all situation. So obviously it's disappointing, but I couldn't be prouder of the group. I thought, like I said, we competed the whole tournament, did everything it took to overcome many adversities. A lot of good stuff happened, but obviously sucks to walk away on the losing end.
What can you take away personally, either for the rest of the season or for the Olympics next year? What do you be able to take away from this?
I think when you come in these situations with guys from all over, I think you learn a lot throughout the experience, and I think there's a lot that you can take away and kind of utilize and process as you continue into the last couple months of our season. So like I said, I feel very fortunate to have this experience and share it with all these guys, and definitely something that you'll take with you forever.
Feels good to be here right now for sure after that.
Jordan, just walk us through some of the emotions in that game, especially in overtime.
It's just same game plan for me. Just stay in the moment and give the team a chance to win. And it was I had a lot of emotions going through me when I saw that goal go in, for sure. So it was pretty special.
We saw you do like a twirl, like a crazy jump up. Just describe what it was like to just skate down the ice and join them.
Yeah. It really just was a flood of emotions that, so many little moments went into that big moment of Davo scoring that goal, and just being with these guys, just jumping into it 2 weeks ago or whatever it was, and just getting to work and learning. We lost that game last Saturday, and just to be able to earn this rematch and then just win in overtime is just, it's just, you can't write it better, really. That finish was so special just for us, for the country, for our families, and it's pretty surreal.
Jordan, the save on Auston, you have one of the best goal scorers in the world, point blank, and you make a blocker save. Take us through what you saw, what you felt, and have you seen it? Will you watch it?
I haven't seen it. It's funny, in those moments you just, I don't even remember. I think because that's when you're in the moment, and I was just battling and just trying to do my job right, and we found a way to get the job done, and obviously there's little moments like that are more special when you win. So I'll definitely check it out.
Jordan, you have doubters in minor hockey. You had doubters when you first came up and you went down to the AHL. And even now, even after winning a Stanley Cup, some people said, you know, Canada's weakness is goaltending. And you've never strayed off that path. Just talk about the journey and silencing the naysayers.
Yeah, that's what sports are about in some ways. And as an athlete and a competitor, you know, there's always going to be that doubt, and you know, you got to use that as motivation and find a way and believe in yourself to get the job done. And you know, just being around these guys just these last 2 weeks just has, I feel like it's elevated everyone's game, and you know, just to how proud we are to be Canadian hockey players, and just finding a way to win with everything going on. And it's, yeah, you know, just stay with it. Is all I'll say.
It looked like Jon Cooper was saying something.
No, not really. I think I don't get caught up in that. It's more just, you know, control what I can control and go from there.
It looked like Jon Cooper was. It looked like Jon Cooper was saying something in your ear during the celebration. Can you share that with us?
I think just saying he was proud, and you know, just enjoying the moment together. You know, there's a lot of noise in this game, and I think that was a moment that we got to share with each other, and I'm just grateful he shared that confidence in me to get the job done. And it's been incredible just seeing him on a day-to-day, and just how he can work a room and just lead a meeting and inspire the guys. It's been awesome.
I can just see some of the emotion in your eyes, especially when you're talking about your friends, your family back home. Why are you getting emotional when you think about that?
I think these are moments where you know, it puts into perspective how much work you've put in, and how many sacrifices people in your life have made for you, whether it's friends or family. And you know, just having my dad here and looking up at him, and my wife, and just what she does for my son, and just happy she was able to be here, and she made it in last night. And you know, it's just, she makes life so much easier for me, and raising our boy. And these are just special moments where you really just get to, like I said, just, you know, all the stuff behind the scenes that each and every one of us go through that no one sees. These are moments where it kind of shines through.
Jordan, describe your journey where from the first day you played net at York University, the first shot you ever faced hit you in the head, to now.
Yeah, you know, I'm proud to be a Canadian hockey player, and you know, we're competitors, and we've found a way to get it done for a long time, and there's a lot of legendary players, you know, that we're following suit. And you know, it's, I don't know what to say. It's I'll have to share that story at some point, but man, it's really special just to share these moments with the people who have helped you along the way, and coaches, mentors, friends, everything. You know, we all have them, and these are just special moments to share with them.
What did it mean to you to have Jon stick up for you after the last game against the USA? He really came out and defended you, and showed that he had, you know, you had all his confidence.
Yeah, anything can happen in sports, and it's it felt good to be able to get another chance and earn this rematch against the U.S. And with all the noise going on with that Saturday night game, and just seeing guys step up for each other, I really wanted to earn this opportunity to get the win, and yeah, it means a lot.
How do these emotions compare to winning Stanley Cup?
It's different, you know. It's the Stanley Cup is just such a long journey of series and etc. And it's just like you drop into it and you find a way to mesh together, and you have glue guys like, you know, Marchand, Dewey, as in Doughty, and guys who just make it light and make it fun. And so it's different, but it's still just as powerful. And I mean, I personally am so grateful for this opportunity.
Jordan, what's it like having another win in a moment like this in this building?
Yeah, I don't know if Boston people like me too much, but you know, it's really just a special moment for my family and I, for sure. I can't wait to see them. And yeah, it's, you know, Parayko's out there too, and we've had some success here. And yeah, I don't know. It's just it's different, but it feels good.
Yeah, really exciting.
just found a way. I thought that was, I thought everyone played solid. I wasn't great all night, but we just found a way tonight.
Any describe the feeling about
Yeah, obviously it means a lot to our group. I think a lot of people were wondering if, what this tournament would mean to guys, and obviously you can see what it means to everyone on our side. It was, really exciting.
I apologize for that. Connor, when you were 13 years old, you saw Sidney Crosby, your idol, sitting across the room, score the golden goal. Now you get to do it for your country. I know you don't want to talk about yourself, but what does it mean to you to deliver for your country in a big moment?
Well, he's doing it at the Olympics, and this is just kind of a little tournament. So we want to do it again next February. That's what it comes down to. Obviously, this was great, exciting. But the focus is next February, doing it in Italy.
What was like your best night? How tight was the checking out there, and what do you think kind of led to that?
Yeah, it was tight all over. Great players all over the ice, playing great defense. It wasn't great all night, but I thought we just stuck with it, our whole group. Binner was awesome. Binner made amazing saves, especially there in early in overtime, and gave us a chance to go get one.
What's going through your mind as you take that feed?
What's that?
Were you surprised you were that open for the game winner?
Mitchie makes a great play. That's a great play. It's kind of the system, that box and one system. The centerman and the D-man can kind of go. So if they get crossed up, that spot can be open. And Mitchie did a great job of finding it.
Just get a feeling when the puck goes in, decides to go.
Yeah, just couldn't believe it, really. Just excited for our group, honestly. Everybody was so dug in. Starts, months and months and months ago with management going out and picking the team, and the coaching staff coming together, and then obviously the players doing what we do. It's been a big production, and it's just sweet to have it all come together.
What does this event mean as a program pivots to 12 months from now, just having this moment, this group together for as long as you guys have been together?
Yeah, it's a confidence builder, obviously, knowing that we can play and we can beat anybody. That American team is as good as you're going to find. They're solid all around, and but we just found a way in a tough building just to get it done. It was special.
For this team, is it sort of a passing the torch moment to have the golden goal in 2010? Now you have the golden goal now for your generation.
Well, I think you're going to see Sid in 12 months, so I don't think this is a passing of any torch. So Sid had a great tournament. He was a big part of our group, and I think you'll see him. You'll see him in a year's time.
There was so much talk coming into this event about your goaltending, Canada's goaltending, and Binnington in particular throughout. How impressed are you that with all of that said, and in that moment, he was?
Well, I've heard it time and time again. Binner's a winner, and that's ultimately what it is. He's won a big game in this building before, in 2019 there. So he's played in big moments. The moment doesn't get to him. He made probably 3 or 4, all-world saves early in overtime to allow us to score the goal. So all credit to him, honestly. Hopefully some of those haters will back off him, because honestly he played great.
What's your sense of what do you think you're going to remember most in the past 10 days or so?
I'm going to remember most. Just the way the group came together, honestly. It was such a quick tournament. Just kind of 2 practices and off we went, and you never know how that's going to gel, and our group just gelled great. It was a great room, great leadership all over. It was just fun to be a part of.
Connor, this is your 4th championship wearing the Canadian jersey. Can you maybe just take a moment to talk about what it means to not only represent your country but also win at this stage?
Well, it means everything. I think you saw everybody, lay it all on the line. I think the Tkachuk bros were grinding through things, Sid grinding through something. Everybody, Harley stepping in again. Everybody laid it all out there. And it just means the world to us to find a way to get it done. That's what we do.
What's your sense of this win, this championship?
Yeah, as much as they're enjoying this moment, enjoying this moment. We heard it from Brady Tkachuk and we just heard it from McDavid. They are talking and thinking about the Olympics in Italy, right?
I like that the losing team is focused on the Olympics and the winning team is focused on the Olympics.
The winners, and McDavid was asked about passing of the torch from Crosby. Well, not so fast. Here is the captain of Team Canada.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, you saw the speed, the skill, just really every facet of the game. Just the level that you kind of seen the last 10 days was incredible. So it's been a while, so it's hard to compare. But I would say that that's been probably the common topic. Talking to other guys, they would feel the same way. So yeah, I think that's fair.
So you've won Cups, Olympics, Worlds. How does this compare? How does this rank for you?
Yeah, I mean, I've been getting that question a lot. I think with a new event, new format, that sort of thing, it's hard. But just talking about the level and just how good every team is, and how difficult it is in a short-term event like this to come together as a group and play the way you want to play and go through all that. I thought it was an awesome experience. It's hard to rank it, but still to be part of this group, find a way to win it, and the atmosphere and the environments that we're in between Montreal and here were incredible. And I think people, watching could feel how bad, everybody wanted to win and, what they put into it. So, yeah, it's hard to rank it, though, to be honest with you.
How special is this one, Sid, with the new generation of player with you?
Yeah, I mean, it's, it really is, like you said, a new generation and a new group of guys. I think, with some of those prior teams, there was a lot of guys that had played together in the past, with some new guys sprinkled in there. This was a totally new group for the most part. And just to see guys come together over the last, 10 days and see the excitement, see how much it meant to everybody. It was a lot of fun, and obviously the U.S. was, a pretty good team. They, they pushed, and obviously Binner made some great saves there. But give a lot of credit to them. They were a tough team, just like the other ones, but they really played well.
Sidney,
I don't know. It felt like there was a lot of tension. I mean, it was obviously more of a road game feel, I would say, for us. But that being said, you could feel the Canadian fans were in the building as well, and but no, it felt a little bit more, I would say more like a road game. But I think it was tense. The game was so close. Obviously, going to overtime, anything can happen, and they carried the play most overtime. And we got some big saves, and then, David got a huge one there on a great look from Marchand.
Sidney, you've had a legendary career. You're still playing at an elite level. Can you talk about the moment you shared with Connor McDavid after he scored that game-winning goal in overtime? Was that sort of passing the torch in a sense for you?
Well, I think it's just being happy for a teammate and happy for a guy that he's got a ton of pressure on him. Obviously, he had an incredible year last year. Went to Game 7 and does so much for his team, for the league. There's a lot of expectations. If anyone can relate to that, I think it's me. And I think that knowing what he puts into it and see him get rewarded like that is huge. So he's a big game player. He's proven that throughout his career. But I'm sure this one means a lot to him, and it meant a lot to us.
After the game, Prime Minister Trudeau tweeted, "You cannot take a country, you cannot take a sport." So did you feel how important it was back home for the Canadians this year, maybe more than ever?
Yeah, I mean, I think there were a lot of questions going into it. What was it going to feel like? Was it going to be an all-star game? What was the level going to be like? As far as how were players viewing it? And I think that got answered pretty quickly just on the first night against Sweden. I think you saw the passion, and then it just continued to build and build, and you saw the the attention and how much it meant to people. And obviously in Canada we have a lot of pride with being Canadian, but also for hockey as well. And I think our group felt that, and meant a lot that we could find a way to pull it out tonight.
Sidney, is this the most talented Team Canada you have ever played in?
It's hard to say. It's been a while since I played, so yeah, it's difficult to say. I mean, I think that I've been really fortunate to play on some incredible teams, starting with World Juniors at a young age, and then right through Olympics, World Championships, World Cup, and this. So again, it's difficult to rank it, but I will say that I feel really grateful. Not only to play for Canada, but to play with the groups of guys that I played with.
What does this mean for David? This question yesterday, and I asked him if he would like to see the 4 nations maybe make a return, and he talked about wanting to get all nations involved and the World Cup and things like that. Can you just provide your perspective? Is this something you would like to see return again, and do you want to add to what he said yesterday?
Yeah, I agree with him. I mean, if you can expand it, great. I mean, there's there's a lot of things to go through as far as how you pick, who's part of it and go about that process. But I mean, you see what 4 teams were able to do and the competitiveness that that was brought through the 4 teams, and I think that would only it would only grow with more teams, and it would get more competitive as well and more eyes. So I think you look at all the players that were involved. There's a lot of other great players that didn't get a chance to play in it that I'm sure would love to, so and deserve to. So I would have to see how they'd go about that, but I agree with them.
It was fun. I think the 4 nations kind of caught on fire. I'm sure everyone didn't really know what to expect. Obviously, questions about it being an all-star game, things like that. Obviously, people didn't really know, the players' mindsets coming in, and rightfully so. You never really know, but guys took this very seriously when you represent your country. So yeah, obviously, all the guys, egoless, selfless. Really cool to be a part of a group like that.
Other questions for Nate? Left side, front row.
Last Saturday's game, Matthew Tkachuk said it's our time. What does it mean to you? What kind of team did you guys have here to battle that narrative and make it your time?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, obviously, I thought we played a really good game, and over time they kind of took over, honestly, and Binnington was unbelievable. The saves he was making, and we just needed kind of one look. And, Connor was very open, so that was nice. Usually when he's that open, it's in the net, so very exciting. And, I think, we're neck and neck, USA and Canada, but it feels good to, be on top this time.
Standing on the far left.
Nate, do you have a sense of what this might mean for people at home in the sense of, coming off back-to-back World Junior disappointments and then getting here and political tensions between both countries, which I know you guys have tried to stay out of, but just a sense of what, as a country, this win would mean tonight?
Yeah, I think just, obviously, I don't know much about politics, but we know that USA, Canada, it's kind of a thing right now, and obviously we're playing against each other in a sport, and football's over and basketball's not really going on. So I think this tournament caught on fire, like I said. So really exciting to be a part of it, and obviously representing our country and trying to grow the sport. I think we did a great job naturally. We're all very invested naturally, and definitely a cool event to be a part of.
Standing on the left.
Nathan, how important you consider this win to Canadian hockey and the reputation of Canadian hockey in general? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, if they beat us tonight, I don't think a reputation would have taken a huge hit. They're an amazing team. They were the favorites coming in. So, but obviously, we definitely pride ourselves off of being the best hockey nation, and it's nice to for another year at least we have some bragging rights, and got to go do it again next February.
Left side, third row.
And Nate, did this game play out the way you kind of expected? Back and forth, no one pulls away. Is that what you expected tonight?
Yeah. I mean, there's just so many good players on each side. For anyone to pull away would have been unexpected. Just tight game as we thought, and we definitely got bailed out a little bit by Binner in the overtime, and took advantage of it.
Left side, fourth row.
Nathan, in 2010, the winning goal in overtime was Sidney. 15 years later, it's Connor. Is it kind of perfect Hollywood script?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Connor's the best player in our game, and for him to put it in like that and in such a intense atmosphere, obviously in a hostile environment for Canadians, was special. And hopefully he can do that again next year too.
Left side standing.
Nate, you've mentioned Binnington a couple of times and what he did in overtime. Just can you describe the lift the team got when he made those saves and how you guys felt for him? A lot of people were doubting his ability coming into this tournament, and he came up at the biggest moment when you guys needed him. Yeah, I mean, I think he might have had a shutout here when he won the Stanley Cup, Game 7. So, we all thought he would be amazing tonight. Even privately, we were talking, and we expected a great game out of him, and we got one. So, very thankful for that.
Right side standing.
Nathan, it seems like level of physicality, forecheck, possession of the puck, all were obviously much better than on Saturday. What was the intentionality when it came to bringing the game a little bit more to the Americans and carrying the play a little bit more?
Yeah, I think the forecheck's a huge thing. They had 4 or 5 over the puck the whole night, so there's nothing going on in the rush too much. Like I've said before, all the best players in the world checking as hard as they possibly can is tough to generate. So we didn't have a ton of chances, but we converted when we needed to.
Standing on the right again.
Nate, what does this mean, this tournament in general and the touches that Hockey Canada has, the program has, as you look towards the Olympics? Just, you guys don't get a lot of time together. Now you've sort of had this mini tournament as you pivot to Italy.
Yeah, this was very important. I think even for a lot of young guys, but I mean, my 12th year, I've never played best on best. I've missed the last 2. A lot of guys have. So I think it's really important just to be a part of this and get a feel for it. Definitely felt like a little kid coming to this tournament. I didn't know what to expect. Didn't know where you really fit in. So I think a year from now, it'll be a lot more comfortable for everybody. So definitely thankful that this was put on. And, it's a huge deal today. And I think also just going forward with the Olympics, it's a just being part of Canada and getting that feel for it is important.
2 questions. Is that coffee in the cup there, John?
You know what it is? It's Canadian. It was made in Canada.
What did you learn about Connor McDavid over the last 10 days or so that you didn't already know?
I'm going to say this about Connor, but I'm going to say it about the group. And if you've ever been in coaching and you coach a team, and I don't like to say first, second, third, fourth line. Everybody's a line on their team. Everybody has a role. But fourth liners play different than first liners. And Connor McDavid being clearly one of, if not the best player in the world. And I can say this about all those guys. They all played with their talent, but they all played with a mentality of fourth liners. They did. And everybody, the egos, there were none. And guys like Connor who could stroll in and say, give me the ice, give me this, give me that, never. And when you have leaders and players of his talent, cheer is loud for the guys that are playing in front of him, while he's not on the ice. It kind of says something about how special he is. And that was what was special about this team.
Left side, second row.
John, you had Mitch and Connor together to start, and then you broke them up, and then tonight you put them back together. Can you kind of seem to work at the end there? Can you kind of walk through what you were thinking in making those moves through the tournament?
Well, it was, when you come into these short tournaments, you're trying to put players in position to succeed. The first move was Braden Point's been a center all his life. And I thought putting Point with McDavid was going to help the speed factor. And it was just whether Point was going to be comfortable playing the wing. And he surely was. And he proved that. And so Stoney was, I thought that line had great chemistry, but, ultimately in the end, as that game went on, Mitch had legs tonight, and that kid can make plays, and as we saw tonight, he just needed one chance to make a play, and he did, and just, it comes down to a gut feel and how the guys are going, and I felt that those three guys could do it, and they did.
Right side, front row.
John, Nate, with the tournament MVP, just how did his performance impact what you guys were able to do?
Again, you talk about, McDavid's selflessness. MacKinnon was the same. And they just had this attitude of, it was just all about the team. Nothing individual ever came out of put me out here, give me this moment. They just cheered for the guys that were in that moment. And then when you get your chance, he delivered. And so it was to see he and Sid have the chemistry they had and do the things they did they're just special players. And Mac was one of them that it was just all about winning. And it didn't matter what was going to be done. And I can't say enough about him. And then when we needed him to deliver, he did. And that's what makes, special players great.
Stay in that same row.
John, can you sense what this win tonight would have meant for
Gotta sip a little Canada.
Oh, I'm jealous. Can you sense what this win might have meant back home for a number of reasons? I mean, Canadian junior team losing back-to-back years in the quarterfinals, and the country's national pride have been dented from that as far as its sport. Political tensions really boiling over the last few days, just everything combined. And I know you tried not to have that go into your room before a game like this, but now that it's over, can you sense the magnitude of this victory?
Well, I just hope Canada's proud, because every player in that room is proud to be a Canadian. And yeah, did we need a win? Not only our team, but Canada needed a win. And the players bared that on their shoulders, and they took it seriously. And this one was different. This wasn't a win for themselves. This was a win for 40+ million people. And the guys knew it, and they delivered.
Take a few more, standing on the right.
John, just bigger picture, looking ahead 12 months, how important was it for the program to have these touches with these guys? I know it's not going to be the same team, but just as you look towards Italy.
Well, for me, it's immeasurable what's gone on here. And to be around this group and understand who we have, how they can play, what they can do, build the relationships, which I think is a massive, probably underscored part of everything that goes into it. We're just that much farther ahead, and it was talked about tonight. After was, how much this tournament will help us moving forward as a group, and myself personally. So it was a massive success all the way around, and for moving on to Milan, this was a big step forward.
Left side, front row.
John, we were lucky to be exposed to some of the things you said to your team throughout this tournament. One of them was play the right way, the Canadian way. What does that mean?
So, when the puck is on your stick for literally, if you were to do a stopwatch, it's what for the best players, 10, 15, 20 seconds in a game. And it's what are you doing the time the puck's not on your stick? And that's the selfless acts that go into superstars that are used to having it on their stick. And they did all the right things. They checked. And you have to check. And for this group of players and the talent level they have, and for them to do what they did away from the puck, I mean, that's the Canadian way. That's walking into a restaurant and opening the door for somebody else to walk in first. That's what it's the Canadian way. And they couldn't be more proud.
We'll take two more. Left side, front row.
Jon, Crosby's been in situations like this before, overtime, going for goal. Did he say anything in the room before that overtime or do anything to benefit your group with that experience?
Oh, he's done so much to benefit our group. I have to save that for the book one day. What an incredible leader. Even when you show him, situations he was put in video and maybe you could have done something differently, and he would I think the team should see this. They should see me make an error. And you think about somebody of his stature, he wants the players to learn hey, maybe I make mistakes too. But I want them to see me make mistakes because that's what leaders do. And it was just little things like that just, you take a step back and go, wow, I see why every time he puts the Canadian jersey on, he's standing on the podium that's just a little bit higher than everybody else.
Last one, right side, third row.
Jon, we saw you have a little moment with Jordan Binnington after the goal. You stood up for him after the game against USA when a lot of the country was kind of doubting whether he should be back in there. Take us through his 3 or 4 game-saving saves in overtime and how you digested them, and B, just, the extent to which, he probably shut up some doubters tonight.
Well, if we can be perfectly honest, probably the most scrutinized position going into this tournament was goaltending. And for me, it was, you've got your guy and you're rolling with your guy. And I never doubted 1 ounce about ever pulling him, ever taking him out of a game, ever losing confidence in him, because his gamemanship, his ability to rise at the big moment, and don't judge him for, what if you can sit here and say, well, one slipped by him in the Sweden game. Well, you know what he did? He made the big save in overtime. And don't judge him for, okay, we lost to the U.S. and did that hurt? It did. But it wasn't the winner-take-all game. And when we get the big lead against Finland and he doesn't have to really do much for 55 minutes, but then at the end, he's got to help bail us out, and he does it. And then even tonight, were there stressful moments for both goalies during the game? For sure there were. But it wasn't somewhere where if this game was in one in regulation, we were going to sit there and say, Jordan Binnington saved the game. But when it came to overtime and we needed him most, make the saves you're supposed to, and then make a few that you're not. And he saved his best for last. And that's what winners do. And there wasn't a chance I was not going to back the winner.